Boy Wonder.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Wait, you're Robin too?
I thought you were Robin.
I am.
He was.
Can I be Robin?
Oh my god.
You don't want to see what I really am.
Same.
Total badass.
I've got 64 personalities, and you're the one who wanted to fight.
Don't touch me!
Oh, please touch me.
Perhaps it's time to acknowledge that the League has outlived its usefulness on Earth, and I'm offering an alternative.
Fuck Batman.
Oh no. No. Under no circumstances.
I'm sorry, but I hereby tender my resignation to the Justice League.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!
I get the point!
DC's live-action history is cursed, isn't it?
Save Martha! Why did you say that name?
Most of their attempts at making movies for the silver screen have been misses rather than hits.
Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray.
So what did DC do in late 2018 that finally lifted the curse? Let's find out. Okay, so a bit of history here. Apart from the 1978 Superman movie, Tim Burton's 1989 Batman movie, and the Dark Knight trilogy, DC has failed miserably on the silver screen. Batman and Robin, Suicide Squad, Batman vs Superman, and Justice League, to call them underwhelming is a bit of an understatement.
Oof, you're gorgeous and fierce and strong and
The CW shows, even though not horrible, could barely hold a candle to what Netflix and FX were doing for Marvel.
David is gone. She took him.
It's our time now.
Who the hell are you?
I am Legion. I am Legion. I am Legion.
But it all changed in late 2018 when we got the first episode of Titans. It promised a gritty and real take on the Teen Titans, and boy oh boy did it deliver. It saw a jaded and retired Dick Grayson come back to the world of vigilantism after a chance encounter with Rachel Roth, aka Raven, who was on the run from a mysterious shadowy organization that was trying to kill her. Investigation into the matter led to the duo crossing paths with Beast Boy and Starfire, who were pretty cool on their own.
Well, what do you know? It was worth it.
The first season was made on a pretty modest budget, but more than makes up for it in storytelling. The series packs plenty of action too, with Starfire incinerating her enemies and Robin pretty much torturing his target. Did I mention Titans also features Jason Todd, and we have a crazy fight with two Robins? And the final episode of the first season, although Grayson was imagining it, gave us a glimpse of what could happen if the Dark Knight ever decided to go rogue. Enough to warrant a watch in my opinion. A few episodes of season 2 are already available right now as well, which I obviously won't spoil for you guys right now, but this season looks promising as well.
Well, first, her name is Shimmer. That's just annoying.
Okay, Crypto. I guess I'm Connor.
After Titans, DC decided to bring back a favorite that fans have long been clamoring for, Young Justice Season 3. While definitely aimed at younger audiences, it had its moments and was pretty fun to watch. The show opened with an embittered Justice League ostensibly breaking up, with Batman leading his own heroes to form their own independent team.
But all that matters is the mission, and if the UN's a roadblock to that mission, then we remove it by removing the League.
Bruce, please.
You are a founding member.
Later on, we learned that it was Bruce's plan all along, and he followed a divide and conquer approach to beat the light at their own game. After a season full of teases that the first Kid Flash would come back from the dead, the finale ultimately gave Artemis the closure regarding Wally's death. The show also gave us some characters like Halo, Forager, and Brion and Tara Markov, who are basically the heart of the show. After an explosive finale with Geoforce killing his villainous uncle, the Justice League reunited under Black Lightning, and with a post-credit scene featuring Lobo, I think it's pretty safe to assume that Season 4 will be worth the wait.
Of course, his search for the anti-life equation continues. So we must prepare
Young Justice was followed by Doom Patrol, arguably the best show on the platform.
Justice League 2020!
More TV superheroes, just what the world needs.
In my opinion, it's DC's answer to Legion. With an absurdist comedic tone and clearly meant as a parody of X-Men, the show featured a group of misfits who are more than just their designation as a group of superpowered social outcasts. It featured characters like Negative Man, Elastiwoman, Robot Man, and Crazy Jane, which casual DC fans probably didn't even know much about before the show. Now when you have names like Matt Bomer, April Bowlby, Timothy Dalton, and Alan Tudyk, you know that you are going to get a well-acted show. But guess who did even better than these guys? Brendan Fraser, of course, with his impeccable comic timing.
Therapy! Therapy! Therapy!
Even this version of Cyborg was better than the one we got in Justice League.
Booyah.
And when you put all these guys together, the result is often greater than the sum of their parts. Apart from the acting, what stood out was the weirdness that the show wasn't afraid to embrace. There were disembodied butts with legs that eat people. There's a guy who flexes his muscles in order to control cross-dimensional powers. There's Crazy Jane, who is DC's version of Legion. We have a walking and talking sentient street called Danny. There's a cockroach who has godlike powers. There's a donkey who has an entire world inside him. There's a guy who loves and eats beards. And yeah, there is Mr. Nobody, the reality-altering villain who casually breaks the fourth wall every now and then.
If stupidity were a superpower, you would be goddamn Superman.
Why are we not beating this guy's ass?
Oh, they already tried that. It's far too convoluted to go into right now. You can look out for it during the previously on part of the next episode.
It somehow works and works brilliantly.
That was me all along!
Whew, that was getting tedious.
Swamp Thing was unanimously the weakest in the DC lineup, and it could probably be the reason why it was cancelled after the first season. So I will keep it short. The best part about Swamp Thing is that it never felt burdened by the superhero tag. Instead, at times, it felt like watching a small-town mystery thriller like True Detective or Sharp Objects. But ultimately, nothing really clicked for me. The weird romance between Swamp Thing and Abby Arkin didn't work. Avery Sunderland was never really written with much clarity, and the characters of Lucilia Cable and Blue Devil felt more like an afterthought. It also didn't help that Kevin Durant's portrayal of Jason Woodrue was marred by excessive overacting and felt unintentionally funny. So yeah, Swamp Thing feels like the only misfire for DC.
Well, I'm not going anywhere, so we'll face it together. How's that sound?
I would like that very much.
But the future does look bright, with the Harley Quinn animated series all set to be DC's answer to Deadpool. And judging by the trailer, the Merc with the Mouth is soon going to have stiff competition.
I can't wait for you guys to see my new show on DC Universe. It's got comedy, action, incredibly gratuitous violence, and unlike that Deadpool cartoon, it's actually coming out. Holy shit! Can we do that again?
No.
Finally, while Aquaman and Shazam are busy copying the MCU's tone, why does Titans, Doom Patrol, and Young Justice feel so fresh? It's because they have embraced the dark and gritty nature of DC Comics instead of blindly copying others, and because they finally learned to focus on the story and the characters rather than packing mindless action for the sake of it. It is also a testament to what good writers and actors can do once they have the creative freedom without having to deal with pushy executives. Hope you have learned your lesson, DC. Hope you have learned your lesson. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you guys next time.